Hey, all of my crafty friends. I am back with finally a video that's not about December. No, I think I've had a couple more before this, but when I'm filming this and taking care of this, I was still just coming out of December dailies. So, all right. So I've been letting you guys know that I really wanted to dive back deep into my kids' albums. It is my goal, hopefully. I really wanted to go through and do several stories every single month for their albums, but clearly that's just not right this second easy to do or obtainable, I guess. Some months have more stories. Some months, obviously, more things happen some months than not. So it's just not possible. But when I was listening to Crystal and Unante and one live a while back ago, obviously, she mentioned she was trying to do 2 stories a month for her children in their albums. And at first I was like, well, 2? Just 2? Like, that just doesn't seem like a lot. But obviously now that I've dived a little bit into this and, dealing with 2 kids, that's 4 spreads a month. And then also what's going into our family album and all that kind of stuff. So that is now what my goal is. I think that that's pretty obtainable. One of the spreads also can be something along this lines where it's one of my favorite pictures from the month, and it's like a bullet point of things that had happened during that month. And so I think that this is a good solution. So here we go. I am taking this large picture. As you know, anything, I love large pictures. And so doing a double spread picture in a 6x8 album is perfect for me. So this is from our trip up north over the 4th of July. The boys were throwing footballs, I believe, back and forth to each other, and just got a good picture of my oldest doing that. It's kind of hard to do my youngest. He's always falling in the water and they were all trying to splash me at this point, but it is what it is. This is one of our favorite places on earth, to this point, at least, as Higgins Lakes. There's one that is accessible to us every year, I guess I should say. I'm sure, the Caribbean would be more, of our favorite place, but obviously we're not doing that every year. And so I just wanted to capture this. Most of this, again, is done in Photoshop, of course. In my next video, I will be showing you guys more of the behind the scenes and then putting it together. So I will be doing that. I did this before I committed to that. So I did just take, I believe, the July Stories of the Month kit from 2023, obviously, because we haven't got to 2024 yet. 2023. And this was a 3x4 card that I just selected the banners from and brought them into their own layers, and then obviously put text on them. And now I'm just spreading them across. Probably made them bigger. I can't remember. I'm sure I made them bigger because obviously this is a 6x8 page. Put them over here in this dead space, pretty much, this white space, if you want to call it. This I'm going to call dead space because it's not exactly white, but white space isn't white space, really. And yeah, and putting it that way, I just adjusted all of these as best as I could to my eye. I wasn't getting out, well, I don't have a T-ruler, but I wasn't getting out rulers or anything like that. So, oh, something must have just happened. And then there was another card, I believe, a 4x6 card, maybe, or maybe one of her 6x8, that had all these circles on them with the Just July and memories and all that kind of stuff. For some reason, I couldn't get Photoshop to extract those. So what I did do is I just went into Photoshop, created a circle, pretty much cut it in half, a little bit over half, just so that I could make sure. And then used the stamps to put those things in the circle. And that's how I made my own. That's exactly what I did. Again, I will be showing you guys more of this stuff in Photoshop, hopefully here soon, so you can kind of see. I did have to move that over. I shouldn't have put that down first, because then it didn't line up with the banners. And honestly, that is going to call that this one good. Like I said, that's why I always struggle with only doing 2 spreads, because I'm like, it doesn't take me very long. But honestly, that did take me probably 30-40 minutes in Photoshop to do all of that. So all in all, it might not take me as long at my desk, but when I'm planning out spreads, it's still taking me a while. So all right, next up, from this vacation that we took up north with family, we then the next weekend ran further north to Boyne Mountain to do a baseball tournament with my youngest. And then the next weekend after that, we went right back up to Boyne Mountain to do a tournament with my oldest. Julys are kind of crazy for us. June and Julys are absolutely nuts with baseball and vacations. So this is the story in my youngest son's album for July, using that. Is that currently kit from Stories by the Month? Definitely might be. I definitely recolored it to red so that it matched the uniforms and the colors in that picture. That's just an album with 1.5 million of my page protectors and how I keep them. I'm like, wait, what am I doing? I forgot that in that corner, I have these sun, plastic pieces, that have been in my stash for forever. I think these are from way back in another Stories by the Month kit, maybe. I don't know. And I've never used them. And I'm like, oh, here's the perfect opportunity to use them. So I did leave this in because if you've watched one of my videos from earlier this weekend, I am working on how to feel more comfortable doing clusters and all that kind of stuff. Normally, I shy away from them, or I do them in digital form so that I can see how they look, kind of thing, before I print them out. Instead of using my physical stuff that I already have. And because I'm just not one that can put clusters together so easily. I'm always looking for that perfect piece, or I don't think it looks exactly right when it does look fine. So I'm challenging myself to use more of the physical things that I still do have on hand, because I need to get them out of here. And to just kind of go with the flow. Like, don't think too hard about it. This part I probably could have edited out. Sorry, taking all those plastic pieces off. I ended up bending that on accident. So yeah. So I did leave that just to show you, because I don't think that I'm the only person that struggles with this. And I think that there's sometimes where people are like, how do they just slap embellishments on and it looks perfect? I mean, I swear every time I watch either Crystal when she used to do YouTube videos, or even Allie, like I feel like everything that they put down on a piece of paper looks good, right? And that's probably just some I don't know, something because we look up to them as creators and all that kind of stuff. But this is why I made my channel, because I want to show like everything that goes down on a piece of paper is not perfect. Sometimes these creators have sat there and thought about these things for a while, and then did it, even though sometimes not. Sometimes they are literally pulling out of their drawers and then find a perfect embellishment, right? Kept this very simple on this one. I didn't even go as far as my oldest son's. Literally just did a card. Like I said, I did recolor that to the red so that it would match well. And did another full page spread of one of our favorite pictures from this trip of all the kids right here. They all laid down on the ground and It's just funny because they all have their own little personalities. And I definitely wanted to capture this because there's one kid in this group that is moving on to a new team, and everybody is going to miss him. So, it's definitely memories. There's actually probably several kids in that 4x6 picture. Well, it's actually not a 4x6. There's actually at least two. I think at least two that are no longer with the team this year. And so they definitely made some great memories up north at this tournament. And I just wanted to get that in the album before, I forgot them, of course, too. So, this one I also, I'm forgetting, I need to write down, especially because it's been a while since I made this page. I need to write down where I got this so fun. So maybe again, I feel like I stayed in the July stories by the month. I'll look it up and make sure for sure. But I feel like I stayed in the July stories by the month kit. I think this was a 4x6 card. I just extracted that again and put that down at the bottom of that page. I didn't want to ruin the page. There was no reason to embellish it too much, but the boys definitely had a blast this day in between games, and then walked away all arm in arm, and we caught that little moment. So I didn't put this picture in 4x6 because I was trying to fit it on the page, but I just put a piece of pattern paper in behind there that I needed to use anyways, put a couple of phrase stickers on it, and honestly, guys, wrapping it up like that. Like, we're not going to overcomplicate these stories. Every story doesn't need flip outs and interactive pieces and all that kind of stuff, and that's what I've been telling myself. So that is what we're trying to do, and I am definitely the voice for getting spreads done, even if it's bullet points or anything like that, getting it done and getting it in your albums. So, all right, guys. So that's the very beginning of my boys' albums, getting back into them. And I will see you in the next one. If you've made it this far, I would love for you to put a baseball in the comments below. Bye.